Yo guys, and welcome back to another Spore creation video. Today's creation is going to have major spoilers to the Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019 movie. So please be warned, if you have not seen the movie yet, just do not watch this video. Don't look at the comment section, it's all going to be tagged spoilers, so please just wait for the movie because this is going to be about some really epic stuff. So, with the spoiler warning out of the way, we are going to be making Burning Godzilla. I gotta say, seeing that in the movie was incredible. Jesus, I was not prepared for that. So, when it's coming to its creation, I will be editing my previous Godzilla creation because it is Godzilla. I think this creation is good enough, therefore there's no point in me remaking it from scratch. That being said, quick little moment here. I decided to make my, King of the Monsters Godzilla, like very blue, very, as if it's like all charged up. And it's amazing how unintentionally accurate that was. I had no idea. Can I just say, I made this in advance. I had no idea, so yay, extra points. But yes, Burning Godzilla. Right, this is gonna be interesting. So, can I add much more in terms of parts? Or did I, yeah, okay, I did reach a complexity cap. Right then, I'm actually thinking. So, when I made this Godzilla, I didn't do commentary at the time because I wanted the creation to be out nice and fast. But when I came to this creation, I did add like all sorts of different features and patterns, like particularly around the tail, like all these purple plates. I just wanted to add more and more noise, all the green scales as well. And I think it looks good when it comes to, like, just a blank texture, because Godzilla is a fairly blank, like a greenish, bluish, greyish kind of colour scheme. It's very consistent, whereas the Burning Godzilla, he's obviously got more going on. So I am going to go ahead and get rid of all these parts here. Fortunately, I can keep things like the musculature and these spines intact, all of his, trademark spikes. Let's get rid of all of that. Let's get rid of the ones on the legs as well. Do I want to get rid of these ones, actually? We'll keep them there for now. And just to do myself a favour, I'm going to go ahead and rename it and save new, because I don't want to overwrite my previous one. That'd be terrible. So now that we have the creation backed up, now we can begin. So, I suspect that the majority of this creation is probably going to revolve around the textures. So, I think we should probably start with that, and this is going to be quite a painful process, so bear with me here, guys. So, first things first is, so I know that he doesn't, like, obviously his skin tones and, the colour of his body isn't going to change colour, but when it comes to the actual movie, just like him and his, when he's burning up, he is pretty much red, so I am going to exaggerate the colour scheme in this creation. I am going to make him red. I know it's probably going to be like, technically incorrect, but I want to get the feel, I want to actually get that burning feeling there. Now I think about it, I'm not sure if I really want that particular texture scheme. Let's just see how it renders out first. Okay, I actually quite like that, to be fair. I do like the, the amount of noise in the skin. I don't like that this bottom jaw is just white, but I really can't do much about that. Okay, so we have that. Now, what is going to be the best textures for me to use to have his skin, like, rippling in, all the crevices and such? I'm not sure. Idea. Let's just save that colour scheme there for a moment. Save that value. Paste that there. And then have this actually be like a really bright. Let's just have it as orange for now then. I wonder how this will turn out, because what's going to happen is the underneath of it is going to be like, the base colour is going to be like a bright orange. But then it's going to have, as you can see here, it's now mapping the additional texture on top. That looks terrible. Right, never mind. How about that one? I mean, it's worth experimenting. Usually I skip this process in videos because the texturing process is just a lot of waiting around and it is such a pain in the butt. But because obviously we work with a pre-made creation, I think it'd be quite cool to actually show the process this time. But again, yeah, it's not really doing that effect that I desired. It just looks kind of dumb, to be honest. Let me think. How'd that look? Like, may as well just check out all the options, alternatives. I think whatever colour I decide on, which it should probably be darker. But again, I'm just slapping on. I just want to see how it looks. That's actually really cool for really different reasons. That is interesting. Okay, that is actually quite interesting. Why isn't that a base colour? I don't get that. I think that's probably going to be like the best last resort. I don't want to use that, but we might not have a choice. This one here is another good one. Let's see how this one pans out. It'll only be to the sides though, but if it's vibrant enough, it could work. Yeah, this one could actually work. It's quite close to the original thing. It's obviously not bright enough, but it's very, very close. Okay, that might be the winning contender. Is there... It'd be good if I had a bit of bump mapping where it would like kind of dig the textures in, but we're not going to have that option, are we? What about that? I mean, this is going to be a really hard one here. This would either be really hit or really miss, but I think this was going to be a big fat miss. Oh yeah, that's a big fat miss. Okay then. Hypothetically this one. May as well give it a go. Right, that is different. I don't think it really works, not in this scenario. I think that is a definite contender, but I think just in this scenario, it's not really quite right. It's hard to say, like if parts on the back inherited the colours better, that'd definitely be a good contender. For people wondering why I'm not using these parts, if I like demonstrate to you now, all these parts, unfortunately, they just don't glow. You know, they're misleading. They only produce like a black, like a matte black texture, as you can see. Like this little tiny patch here, that's an example. So unfortunately, as good as these ones would be, they're just, yeah, misleading. Right, so we'll use this one then. That one's the best one. And can I get the same kind of thing going on with the hands and feet? Should be able to, actually. It's kind of a shame really that I can't get, well actually, come to think of it, what if I had that there, a couple like little yellow spots here and there? How would that pan out? Okay, so I think if there were significantly less spots, I'd actually have potential, but because there's so many, it just kind of looks like a bit of a weird, spacey, galactic lava form, and that's not really what we are after. Alright, so here we go then. This is the current result so far. I do have a little bit of mixed feelings about it, but at the end of the day, when it comes to Spore, it's really hard to get like the right kind of colours and such, but I think this is a pretty good what we're going to get. I do want to have like a bit of a more vibrant red though. Otherwise, I'm quite happy with it. So, now that we've got the colours out of the way, what I do want to do actually is try and change the eyes, but I don't know where the actual thing for the eyes are. Oh god. How can I get that blue back? Hold on. Let's say if I were to remove all of this. Did I completely embed it? Oh my god, I did. Right, I'm not sure how I can get rid of the blue in the eyes without completely remaking the entire head, which I think is a little bit overkill. Oh, is it like connected to anything here, or is it... Yeah, please stop that. There we go. Right, yes. Can I like get it anywhere? If I just keep on removing parts, maybe I'll find a part it interacts with. But I don't think we're quite having that luck. No, not there. Not that one. Not that one. What I can do though is just overlap with a more overpowering colour, such as this. In fact, I think I know why I can't find it, because a bloody invisible mod is on. Oh no, is it really? Oh, actually though, I do like that. It's a bit over the top, but I kind of like it, to be honest. Now the question is, can I move it? Oh, I can. So there is a mod that you have to use to like have invisible parts actually be completely invisible, and I've apparently forgotten to uninstall it. But we are making do. Now the eyes are overkill, but then again, so is Burning Godzilla. He is quite overkill, so I actually think that's pretty good, to be honest. I also want that same effect in the spikes, because his spikes, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I did seem like they were glowing quite a bit. So if I do like a large one there, and have another one down here, so this is probably going to be like a major feature to this creation, is a lot of, you know, like glowing stuff. Why is that floating? What the hell? Right, so in the end I did indeed have to reboot the game, but here we are back. And do I have a chance of actually removing the orbs to blue eyes? Nope, that's still embedded in, damn it. Alright, that's fine then. But hey, at least we have a little bit better control now over the different parts. So now, I can add that in there. Looks a bit better. I can add that in the base over there. Since, like I said, it did feel like his spikes were glowing quite a bit. It is over the top, but I honestly like it. So now that we have all of that in place, we have a lot more complexity left. I recall this area here just looking really jarring, so I'm going to get rid of all that. And now he looks kind of weird without that. Right, well, fun. What part is that? I actually can't tell, no. Because Burning Godzilla is very texture heavy. There's not very many features, just a lot of colours, and I'm not sure what's going to be the best way to translate that. What I may have to do, this might look kind of weird, but if I just have like a couple of these very thin bands here and there, because what I noticed is that in the movie, it quite simply looked like that the lava was, well, the lava, like lava radiation, I'm not really sure what exactly it was, but it was like cracking out of his skin. It looked, as I said earlier, it looked incredible. So I think we might have to just do a bit of that, like kind of like offset it in some places. So if I do like a bit of that, hopefully that will just distract away from the otherwise bareness of this area. Something like that, and I actually want to do the same in other places such as the neck. See if I can get that going. In fact, if I could be a little bit cheeky here, I can use the same part to create multiple textures because it's kind of like mirrored or obscuring all the way out to the other side. Obscuring? That's not quite the right word, but I think you guys know what I mean. Right, let's do that, rotate it. And I think I want it to be just slightly longer, there you go. It's a bit of a cheeky trick, but it does the job. Use one part for two things. And I think I'll just basically want to do that kind of thing all over the place. Now, normally it would be significantly tighter. There'd be a lot more of these bands, but like I said, you know, this is fairly limiting. I can only just do somewhat of it. But that's why we relied on the textures from earlier to try and hopefully, you know, add some, much more to it. Now, what I am wondering actually, I keep on saying this is overkill. Now, this might be completely overkill, but maybe, just maybe. Oh, actually, dying embers, what does that look like? That's probably a bit too much, actually. What I would like to get is the campfire. Not having much luck with it. Nope. Maybe it's because this tiny little icon up here that I completely missed. Alright, well, actually, no, that doesn't even look very good. What about this one? Many flames? No. There is a distinctly different effect I'm thinking of, but I'm having the hardest time trying to find it. Aha! This is the one. These icons, man. Very, very misleading. But this is the icon, or this is the effect I was after. And if I can have that in a couple of places, like I said, I'm just hoping it ties things together, just, you know, ever so slightly more. So I have one here. I think he has it on his thighs as well, actually. It kind of looks like it in a lot of images. And it even has the effect of, like, things pouring out. Which, again, super overkill. But maybe just right. So I have that like that. I definitely think he needs on his head. Maybe on his throat. Actually, maybe on his neck like that, because it was his neck in particular that was like probably one of the more eye-catching areas for the whole, you know, burning theme. I'm hoping it will look a lot better when it's actually textured properly. So we got that, and I think probably have that. Oh, okay, that looks actually pretty awesome. Very overkill, but I like it. You know what? Let's just make the entire creation overkill. Like we're already halfway there. We may as well, like, why beat around the bush? Just make it completely overkill, shall we? So now that we've got all of that going on, I do want to go ahead and just, like I said earlier, just make the neck a little bit more, what's the word? Just a little bit more cracked, if you will. Have all its lines, good. Have a little bit more around here. Actually, probably a little bit more on the arms, come to think of it. Duplicate that down a couple of times. Just kind of like doing it random, like kind of rush, kind of speedy, that way it's not like too, what's the word, too uniform. And then a bit on the tail. Right then, let us see how this looks all together. This is either going to look surprisingly cool or really dumb. I'm hoping it will look surprisingly cool. That'd be ideal. But like I said earlier, this is going to be very, very texture heavy. I'm really going to be relying on the texture to get this appropriate look. Which is why I've been very, like, kind of a little bit concerned about how it's going to look in the end. Okay, yeah, actually, okay, you know what? I think the yellow was a bad idea. The yellow stripes look terrible. But if we make the arms and legs, the texture there actually a bit of a more orange kind of colour scheme. I thought it looked really good. I think the back looks epic. Like, the actual spikes, the part that I thought would be the most over the top, actually looks the coolest. So let's go ahead and change all those colour schemes. Let's get rid of all the yellow, because apparently that was just completely unnecessary. And what I'll do instead, just to give it like a bit of something, because right now I still feel like that the entire torso area is just really plain. What I would like to do instead is, rather than using that purple part from earlier, I'm going to use this blue part here. And I actually, no. I am going to use, I'm going to try this. A good old vanilla piece. And all I want is to make it nice and thin, flip over to its side, and kind of embed it inwards like that. That's all I want. That way it's got a similar appearance to my previous one. That way the two are like consistent among each other. But that way it's got like a, just again, like a bit more depth going on. And potentially some more textures, because the vanilla parts do actually have their own textures, as the vanilla parts do have their own textures established. So that'd be pretty cool to see the two merged. Alright then guys, and there we have it. There is my attempt at Burning Godzilla. It is over the top, but I hope we can appreciate, you know, what I tried to do here. In the end, I actually quite liked the plated idea of the area down here, so I continued that up towards the chest because that way it just looked a little bit more consistent. But otherwise, I like it. It doesn't quite have the same feeling, you know, I do understand that. And in some areas such as the thighs, like the way it kind of jets out, and especially when you move the camera, it's a little bit distracting. But at the end of the day, you know, the entire point of Burning Godzilla, at least in the King of the Monsters movie, I'm not sure how accurate to canon it is, but in that one, this is all a result of him just going completely over the top of radioactivity. So it does kind of make sense that it would be like a bit of a mess, like all of this here. And I just hope it looks that way, you know, I hope this is somewhat true to form. And again, at the end of the day, it is a Spore creation, so, you know, give me some slack. But I like it, man. I actually really, really like it. And the back part in particular, so over the top, and yeah, I am just in love with it. I just think that looks so messed up and volatile. This is what I really like about it. I just wish I could have had, like, you know, the same detail and all the cracked, you know, like all the cracked lava or fire or whatever coming out of the skin. I wish I could, you know, portray that better. But again, like I said, limits. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers!